When I'm going to bed, it makes me be like, right, I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to try and do a little bit better. Yeah. I'll tell you what fucking pisses me off.
Go on.
The amount of allocated time there is these days that apparently everybody's fucking doing.
Go on.
Journaling. Bullshit. I'm calling fucking bullshit.
Do you remember that documentary?
Yeah. The guy shagging his motor.
Yeah.
I think about that. So, you ever seen that?
There was
Puts his cock in the exhaust pipe.
there was this documentary.
And you can't find it now because I've looked for it.
There was this documentary
when
we were kids.
So much.
Me and my mate Adam were 2 9-year-old boys looking at a big clock in the shower, right? And we were like, do you know we've been in this shower for 5 minutes? Should we see how long we can stay in here for?
Yeah. Kids are so weird.
We stayed in the shower for 45 minutes and then we had to get dressed and go.
So you didn't go in
we didn't go in the swimming pool.
Kids are weird. Do you remember?
When it got to 20 minutes, we were like, we might do it. We might spend the whole time in the shower. Imagine that.
Why?
They'll have parades.
Yeah.
They'll lift us up on their shoulders and take us through the streets.
We didn't get to have any fun on any of the slides.
No.
Ready?
Here we go. What is this? Is this episode 11?
Hello.
Wow, oh dear. I was just struggling there with my cuffs. They've got to come up with a different...
Here we go, straight in.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of an alternative to the cuff. Something that's easier than the cuff. Well, you got Velcro in you, but that makes you seem like you're an idiot if you got Velcro.
Kids have got Velcro cuffs.
No, yeah, that's the problem. Like when you got to a certain age and one of your mates still had Velcro shoes.
I'll tell you what's annoying.
Come on, mate, learn how to tie your laces.
I'll tell you what's annoying. When I go bowling, I still got to wear the Velcro shoes.
You've got to wear the Velcro shoes because your feet are so tiny.
Yeah.
Whereas I look like a clown and I don't even have particularly big feet.
The Velcro shoes at bowling.
Hey, it's a podcast. You're listening to it right now.
What's it called?
It's called The Buckleys. Welcome.
Who are they?
That's us. This is the podcast where we sit down, have a chat, have a little moan, invite you into our lives. But before we get into it, we just wanted to remind you that you can get in touch with your stories and questions for us by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at The Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Claire.
Yo.
How are you?
All right, mate. How are you?
I'm still tired. I need to do my...
you were so tired last week.
I need to do my intolerance test thing.
You still not done it?
No, we need to get that sorted. I'm going to do that next episode.
Okay.
I'll get the test and I'll bring it in and I'll do it.
You didn't manage to do that in a whole week?
I've been busy. I've been so busy. Been so busy and tired. So busy, tired, eating the wrong food.
What have you been tired with? What's been happening
We're doing
recently?
some TV stuff together, me and you, trying to get people to listen to this shit.
I know.
And
I know.
we did a thing recently which I was very disappointed with my performance on. And the problem was we turned up. Usually when we turn up to stuff, they're like, they want to chill their guests out. If anything, they want to get you into a position where you might say anything. If it's controversial, then that's great.
What are you getting to? Because they give you a little drink.
They go, would you like something to drink?
Yeah.
And,
a lot of
I've done
places
something
do
recently where I had a couple of glasses of wine before we went on and stuff. And I loosen up. I feel more comfortable.
It's very nerve-wracking.
My jokes hit and, my timing works. I'm more relaxed and...
You're just a better person when you've had a drink.
I think so, yeah. And that's the reason why we always
we
always have a Stella with us when we're doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have a sip of drink in me, I just clam up. I just don't fancy. You'd be shocked, right?
I don't think they would be shocked.
If you knew me personally, listen to this podcast. If you actually knew me, you'd go, God, he's really quiet and boring. Because that's what I usually am. I'm usually quite internal and because I'm always thinking. But we went on something recently and I was like, oh, can I get a beer? And they were like...
Well, we've done a couple of things and most of them, well, all of them except one said, would you like a glass of wine or a little bit of bubbles or a beer before we go? Because it is sort of the done thing.
And it's ever so nerve-wracking. Like, imagine like you listening...
Especially when some of them are live.
Yeah, you listening to this right now... Would you want to go on live television?
No.
Would you want to just go on live television and sit in a studio and have to talk and be entertained? Like no one wants to.
No.
No one wants to do that at all whatsoever.
Stop making us do that.
And I don't mind doing it. It's part of the thing. It's part. It's all part of the thing. But I have to have like a little beer or something before I do it.
That Didn't.
Yeah. Went on and...
We asked. Well, you asked.
Yeah, that was it. It was like, would you like a drink? And I was like, I'll have a beer. And they went, we can Coke or water. And I was like, no, that's not. No, what? And I went, can I have a beer? And they're like, we don't really do that, which made me feel. Already, I felt like I was being judged. Mm-hmm. And then they go, all right, let's have a word. And then I was like, they're going to have a word. I was talking to you. I was like, they're going to get us a beer. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
They come back and they go, no, production said that we can't give people alcohol. And I was like, what? What? You've got me here on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's my day off. It's usually about the time of the day where I start having a beer.
Yeah.
And I was just.
That was it.
I was just a nervous wreck. And I was my energy was panicked and frantic.
Yeah.
And it was like.
You just felt
because
I
have done a lot of stuff in the past, and it took me a long, long time to learn this, that you can't just go on those things and be quiet and be, well, at least I didn't say anything wrong. You've got to provide something.
Yeah.
You've got to be on there and give them something. And it just became a thing where I was like, I'm trying way too hard and none of my jokes are landing because they're coming from I'm like rushing stuff out to I wasn't like just rolling stuff out and just like making
just a bit pissed
making my little
not really caring.
My little miserable remarks.
You were fine, but
Didn't
that you weren't too happy about that, were you?
No, and it wasn't anyone else's fault apart from my own.
Yeah. Well,
I should have brought a beer. And then I said to you, I need a hip flask.
That's what I was going to say. So then it was sort of lesson learnt. We'll bring your own booze.
Yeah, we will. And we absolutely will. But I need a hip flask because there's something about the hip flask that doesn't scream sort of
alcoholism.
Slight alcoholic. Is there something
wrong
with you?
I think it's more sort exactly of suave. What the hip flask says.
No, absolutely not. It's more like sort of, James Bond, Mad Men, sort of like,
No, I think the hip flask says that man doesn't leave the house without a drink.
Yes, because he's a gentleman. He's a gentleman having a little whiskey or a brandy or something.
Are you going to put Stella in the hip flask?
I'm not going to put Stella in it, no. I'm going to put whiskey in it.
Well, I don't want that.
And you don't need to, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to down a bottle of whiskey. It's just because my dad used to have a hip flask for fishing, and it sort of, I don't know what it is about the lid,
kind of like filters it,
but it sort of glugs.
Right.
So you get like a shot.
Right.
So if you go like glug glug, that's like a shot and a half.
Okay.
A little tipple, a little tot.
All right.
A little tot. Speaking of bottles and lids and stuff, actually, that brings me very nicely on to what I would like to moan about.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Do you want to talk about what you've been up to this week?
No, I'm good, mate. I'm fine. You carry on. You carry on.
I'm just saying, that's the first time I think it's a shame, really, that I've spoiled it now. I've derailed it now, but that could have been a really nice segue.
What's your segue? I don't know where you're going.
Now, listen, you know me, I don't like to preach or get on at people about stuff, but there is one thing that I feel like we could all do that does make a difference. And I've done work with Brita and stuff in the past, and that is, and specifically your plastic water bottles.
Yes.
If you want a bottle of Coke or a bottle of Fanta or something like that.
It's going to be plastic, yeah.
That's, but water, you can get water anyway. You can buy your own bottle and fill it up. Yeah. So there should not be any plastic water
And they're
bottles.
Probably the most plastic,
yes,
I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Right.
I don't want to get on it here, but it's mental how bad it is for the planet. But that could just be a tiny little thing that we could all change and it'd make a huge, huge difference. And I don't think it'd be that difficult.
Okay.
Because I'm all for giving people a break.
Yeah.
Not making them feel bad about stuff just because you had this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my level.
Right. So where are you going with this?
Now, I did get a little bottle of Fanta recently.
Right.
And it was plastic.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Sorry about that.
I know where you're going.
But I wanted something fizzy and cold.
Yeah.
And again, if you've got the kids and you're at the airport or something like that and they need some water,
we get it.
I just don't want
people.
You're
not preaching.
I don't want people to think I'm having a go.
Come on.
The lids.
Connected.
The lids on the plastic bottles these days, I don't get the logic.
Yeah.
Now, of course.
I feel like Jamie Oliver's behind that.
If you do need to...
I don't know why. Just feels like one of his moves.
Anything that's irritating that has to do with...
Yes, it's a better decision. Oliver's behind it.
We love Oliver.
I do.
But he, no, I'm not talking about Jamie Oliver. No, I don't get the logic of it at all whatsoever.
No, because
obviously recycle your plastic, but who's...
Not...
What psychopath is like just recycling the bottle but then just going, this one's...
Chucking the lid straight into the sea.
Yeah, I'll recycle this, but don't tell anyone. The lid.
I guess it was a problem. I guess people were finding lids
You're either
everywhere.
recycling it or you're not. I don't think it's going to solve the problem.
No,
I think
it is annoying. Especially when it turns while you're drinking and it hits your nose.
That's it. It goes right up your nostril and stuff, and you're like trying to drink it, and it's like I can't get to the drink anymore because the lid's in the way. I can't.
It's got to be at the side. But then even then it's jaggy. It pokes you in the cheek.
The point of the lid. Can we get the dictionary definition of the word lid?
Wow.
Because I assume it's like something that comes away.
This is getting too interesting.
To reveal an opening. The lid has to completely come away. Otherwise it's not a lid anymore. What is it?
A removable or hinged cover.
Hinged.
Hinged,
maybe. They've got you.
They got me on hinged.
They've got you.
Removable or hinged. Well, the lid on the bottle should be removable.
Okay.
Let's bring back glass bottles.
Can
we be trusted?
Yeah.
Is it because we're all a bunch of babies and we can't be trusted?
Maybe.
We can't have like a glass bottle of Fanta or something.
Maybe. Or too violent.
Glass bottle of milk. That would. Let's go back to glass
you
bottle
still
of milk.
get them.
I know, but let's get them in the supermarkets and stuff. Because we don't have a milkman. I won't let you have one. Because they carry a reputation. Do recycle plastic, absolutely. Recycle as much as possible. Recycle anything.
Just let me take it apart first.
But the lid on the bottle thing, I don't know what it's doing, what it's improving. I might be wrong. There might be a reason. Someone might go, well, actually, it's because of this. And do you know what? I will go, fair enough then.
Yeah.
I'll have the bottle going up my nostril if it helps with that.
You can twist it off.
You can. That's another thing as well. You can just, when I get angry, when I'm, fuck's sake, it does come off eventually.
Then there's Fanta or your sleeves.
Yeah, it's all over the car and stuff. And
anyway, I do have one thing that's annoyed me recently.
Only one?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Apart from you. So, Instagram.
Go on.
Now, on Instagram.
I love talking about Instagram.
I'm a bit of a mum, right? I do love watching reels that are, people moving furniture around their house. I've also recently got into the morning routine and the evening routine videos, right? I find them, and it's women who do it, well, usually women. Nothing against them, but they're the ones that are making them, all right?
Hey, I like routine.
The morning routine videos are so perfect, right? And it's like women with kids,
like and Snow White waking up,
right.
And
people look at them and they're like, that is not realistic. Like she's doing the dishwasher, she's putting a load on before she heads out to work. She's always dressed great. She's had time to film this. Blah blah blah.
I always do a load before I head off to work. That would be my perfect morning.
But my point is, I quite like them because when I'm talking about you. When I'm going to bed, it kind of like, what's the word when you're ready?
Inspires you?
Yeah, it makes me be like, right, I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to try and do a little bit better. Yeah. I'll tell you what fucking pisses me off.
Go on.
The amount of allocated time there is these days that apparently everybody's fucking doing.
Go on.
Journaling.
Journaling.
Bullshit. I'm calling fucking bullshit.
People are keeping a journal now.
So I wake up in the morning, it's 7:20 a.m. First of all, that's late.
7:20?
Yeah. Honestly, I wish I was getting up at the time these folk did.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm almost doing the school run.
Yeah. I make myself my coffee and it's all fancy and I don't have a problem with that. Listen, I think it's all a bit bullshit, but I like watching it. It's fun to watch. Fine. I put...
Are you criticising?
A little bit. I put the washing on just to set me up for the day, just to get ahead. Great. I clean up the kitchen from last night. Beautiful. Yeah. Then I go back to bed and I do my journaling for 30 minutes.
Journaling?
Bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit. You should see a proper morning.
Right. It's the journaling thing specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's doing it, mate.
Nobody's doing that. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's doing that. And also people who cook breakfast. What time are you getting up when you're making the kids French toast every morning? Harrison should are lucky if they've got a digestive and a cup of tea.
You're doing yourself a disservice there.
Well, cereal.
No, but sometimes they can have
Toast.
If they said to you, "Could I have this?" You would make it for them.
Of a morning.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think it would look like a very aesthetically pleasing Instagram reel. It would look like the beginning part of Home Alone.
Cheaper by the dozen, yeah.
When they find out that the clocks went off.
Yeah. Of a morning, if the kids want toast, that's pushing me back a few minutes.
But I think
and I'm
if they asked for anything, you find a way of getting it done.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's these Polish things, which again actually doesn't annoy me. I enjoy watching them.
Polish?
Polished.
Oh, sorry.
It's these polished videos,
I thought you
right?
had a problem with the Polish.
Okay, I'm trying to move on so we can cut it out.
I was going to say.
The polished versions of everything, I don't have a problem with. There's a time and a place for them, and I enjoy watching them when I want to be like, okay, yeah, I could do that. Journaling. I draw the line.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate.
You're not getting back into bed and write, and I'll do my journaling for 5 minutes and then I'll write down my manifestations for the day. Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, that would niggle me.
Come on.
And I think I would say fuck off out loud.
I was on board there, Hen.
Yeah.
You hugged me at your fucking iced soya frappuccino. I was still with you.
It was a nice little video, and then you
even poached an egg at 7:30 in the morning.
You took it too far.
I was still with you. You got back into bed and you wrote down what you
started journaling. Listen, that's fine. And I don't know what those kind of people expect.
Very true.
But if one of my mates come up to me and was like, yeah, I like to do a bit of journaling every morning, I'd nod and I'd go, right, okay. And then I'd go through the rest of the evening or whatever, or if I'm meeting up with them, I'd say, see you later. I'd never see that person again.
I'd
go, I hate you now.
Your life isn't stressful enough.
I hate you now.
And that's the thing,
Maybe I should do some journaling.
Do you know
because
what?
my brain, my genius brain.
I would even accept journaling in the evening.
It's the mornings, the getting back into bed.
I would accept it.
Once you're out of bed, you're out of bed. You don't get back into bed.
And I'm talking women with 3 children, and I'm going, I don't think you've got time to journal. And if you do...
How are they doing it?
How you do? There's somebody else there. Maybe they've got a helpful husband.
It's all that woke nonsense, isn't it? Claire B. Today we will be talking in a minute about hometowns. But before that...
Hometown.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. The Milk. Great band. Go and check out The Milk.
Great song.
We've got, we were talking about weird rituals. And I mentioned about how I like to try and get the Aquafresh. Oh,
yeah. Stuff that you do that you wouldn't want him to know.
Or not that you don't want anyone to know, but just like, it'd just be pointless just bring it up.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even begin to explain?
Have we got some?
We've got a couple here. We've got a few here. Nathan has written in. And Nathan says, I have to close the garage door from the inside and run out, jump over the sensor, and not trip the mechanism that will reverse the door.
That's how you bang your head on the door.
Exactly.
How many times have you done that, Nathan?
And then he says, I have to do it in my first try or my kids will die.
Yeah, it is that thing, isn't it? It is that thing.
Nathan, are you American? I feel like that's an American...
Yeah, the sensor thing.
Because you said to me... Because we've seen loads of videos online of people doing that where they're smacking their head. Yeah. And you keep going, why do they keep leaping? And
we didn't know.
And I said, there's a sensor.
That's not true.
No, that is what I said.
You liar.
No,
we both said that. And Jude said there's a sensor. And you went, oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I might have been humouring Jude.
I don't remember that, but...
No, I only know because of Scott and Carol.
No, you did. Anyway, it's fine.
But I do know it. I just feel like you're besmirching my name there, Claire.
Yeah, well, God forbid NMD.
I don't know a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, you might want to fucking tell yourself that.
I don't know a lot of stuff, but when I do know something, I don't want Jude taking credit for it.
Well, he did.
That little prick. Right. What?
You can't call your son a prick on a podcast.
It's not to his face.
Oh, so I'll tell you what you do a lot.
Call the dog a prick.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah. No, inanimate objects.
Yeah, I do.
And it's never anything else but a prick.
Yeah.
Like your water bottle, you couldn't get the lid on the other day and you were like, get in, you prick.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you swearing at your water bottle?
Yeah, that was in one of our vlogs recently.
Yeah, hello.
There was a pillow
that was ages ago.
There was a pillow that was getting on my nerves. And
you punched it.
And I was like, look at this pillow. Look, it's getting on my nerves. Look, it won't just sit up. And then it did sit up. And I just went, oh, yeah, of course, you're doing it now. You're doing it now that I've got the camera rolling. Prick.
Yeah.
People love that.
They did. We got so many comments about that.
Nathan, that's a great ritual.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I would say, one minor criticism. I don't think there's anything too insane about that.
No.
I think that's
maybe your kid's dying, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, we
like
do
if you don't do this, the world's going to end.
Yeah, we do that. I'd love it if the world ended.
That's a classic one, Nathan. Good for you, man. And keep doing it.
That's one of my dreams.
Don't bang your head.
Not dream, but
what?
like those apocalyptic films. I'd love, obviously I don't actually want that to happen.
I have dreams about that.
Of course you do. But I'd love that. I'd love to live through it. I'd love to come out the other side. Maybe not something
it'd be
too
awful,
bad.
Man. It'd be terrible.
But like just a natural thing where not natural like a tsunami or something because they're real and they're scary, but like aliens.
To destroy the planet?
Yeah.
And you want to carry on living?
I'd just love to see what we did.
No, you've got that all wrong.
Anyway, carry on.
Jessica says...
Going down the wrong road here, aren't I?
Going down a wrong road, Claire. Jessica says, you have to eat the fortune cookie before you read the fortune or it won't come true. I didn't think you ate fortune cookies.
Nobody does. They're fucking gross.
Yeah.
Tastes like paper.
But apparently...
Although maybe I'm eating the bad paper, I'd say.
But I'll tell you something, Jessica. I'm now going to adopt that.
Oh.
Because that is, I'm going to think, there's no way that I'm now going to go forward in my life without thinking about what Jessica said here.
Yeah, but who cares about those fortunes? Unless it says you become a millionaire tomorrow.
I don't think they say stuff like
exactly.
that. They can't be too specific.
Everything's so...
keep going.
Yeah, thanks.
Or you're going down a wrong road.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We've got one more here from Freddie. Who is a self-professed car nut. Oh Jesus, Freddie, do you remember that documentary?
Yeah, the guy shagging his motor.
Yeah, I feel like we might be.
I think about that. So you ever seen that?
There was
puts his cock in the exhaust pipe.
There was this documentary. I was at school, I think, when they
and you can't find it now because I've looked for it.
There was this documentary when we were kids.
So much.
I remember me and my mates talking about it. It was a documentary about these people that was sexually attracted to like cars and objects and stuff. And they were following a guy who finds cars sexually arousing.
Only the female ones though, because you could tell the difference.
Right, and they were it was like a little production team making a documentary, and they were all staying in like a motel or something.
It was in America.
And they grabbed there's a tussle and they grab the camera. It's like 4:00 in the morning or something. They're waking up and they're just like
zooming out the window
and stuff, and the bloke's shagging their van or something, isn't he? He's like putting his cock in the exhaust and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
are we allowed to put that in? That's real. That's true.
That's true. Right. Anyway, Freddie, let's find out if you're one of those.
Yeah. How much are you a car nut? Are you?
Anyway, it does start off a bit like that. He says, as a car nut, I talk to my cars. Running out of petrol and trying to make it to the next petrol station, I tap the dash and say, "Come on, baby, you can do it." When I considered selling my car, I apologised to it.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
I think that's TV shows and movies
that have done that to you.
That make you do that. Like, come on, baby.
Brum.
Like talking to, well, not so much brum. And I'm not even talking about Knight Rider.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about actual, like, sort of, I don't know, just.
Oh, like Fast and the Furious.
Cops in a car just saying, like, hold it together, baby.
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, stuff like that. You can do it, girl.
I thought we were going down the talking car route.
And they're always females. Nothing against men.
But nobody wants to ride them.
No. Thanks, guys, for those rituals. They were weird and brilliant.
Have you got any more?
I loved them. Probably, but I'll save those for another day. Right, let's get on to our.
Look what happened when I asked James a question that he wasn't prepared for.
Let's get on.
Just steamrolled me. Shut up, Clair.
Let's get on to what we're supposed to be talking about in this week's episode, and it is hometowns.
Okay.
I love my hometown. I'm very proud of my hometown. I love that I'm from Dagenham. I tell everyone that will listen that I'm from Dagenham. I love Dagenham. I love the people. I love that I'm from there. And I do. I'm very proud.
What's your favourite thing about Dagenham?
The McDonald's and Ballards Roads. It's really good.
Okay.
It's been there for years.
I mean, My hometown, because I didn't grow up in a town.
Sure.
I grew up in a little
Ark.
Ark. What's that?
I don't know why my brain went there.
Like the boat?
Yeah. You're one of the animals or something. I don't know. Carry on. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I need to do that test. But
I suppose my closest town was Kilmarnock.
If you were giving us a guided tour of your hometown, what would be the essential places to visit?
Back in the day,
go on.
Kelly was all right. It was good. It had Johnny Walker's, which is where I worked. A lot of my family worked. It was a buzzing little place. There was loads of bars and a couple of clubs. There was a high street.
Blockbusters.
There was a Blockbusters, McDonald's. You
used to go in there a lot.
Top Shop, New Look. You had all the stuff. You had the Galleon, which was like I don't know if the Galleon's still there. I don't think it is.
Dagenham's good. Dagenham's got some stuff. Got the McDonald's on Ballards Road, obviously. You got the Heathway. You got two tube stations in Dagenham Heathway and Dagenham East. Very connected to London. You got your View Cinema, bowling alley next to it. We used to have the Princess Bowl.
We used to have the garage in Kelly, which was a bowling alley and also a nightclub at night.
We went there with the kids. Last year, was it, for Christmas?
To the bowling alley.
Yeah, not to the nightclub. Did smell of sick a little bit though, didn't it?
I don't know if it's still. I don't know if any. I've been home obviously.
We went to the garage recently.
It wasn't recently.
It was
like 3.
No, that was like last year, Claire.
Was it?
That was last Christmas.
Go. You and Stephen went.
Was it me and Stephen and the kids? It was great. It was really good. It did, although it did smell a bit sick.
It's probably left over for me. You got the
Dagenham Heathway. You got Dagenham Redbridge Football Club. There used to be more stuff there. Goresbrook Leisure Centre. You could go there for a swim. I remember we used to go there pretty much every Saturday. It was like there wasn't really much to do. Like when you're sort of 9, 10. So Goresbrook was one of the things. You go, should we go Goresbrook Saturday morning? Yeah. So you and a load of mates would go. Me and my mate, we went Goresbrook one morning. Right next to the pool were like these showers that you press the button and it gives you like 15 seconds of water and then you jump straight in. So there wasn't like a shower locker room thing. The locker rooms were sort of right next to. It was sort of more like a holiday resort.
Can I interrupt you and tell you one thing?
Go on.
You know how you are supposed to shower before you go in a swimming pool? I've never done that once in my life.
Well, you should just rinse off at least.
I've never. I always just go straight in the pool.
I don't think it matters with all the chlorine and stuff. And we were like mucking about in the shower and stuff. And there was a big clock there. Big clock, right? She's got beer in her mouth. So we were looking at this big clock. Me and my mate Adam, we're two 9-year-old boys looking at a big clock in the shower, right? And we were like, do you know what? Do you know we've been in this shower for 5 minutes? So we were like, right. It was like, should we see how long we can stay in here?
Yeah. Kids are so weird.
We stayed in the shower for 45 minutes and then we had to get dressed and go.
So you didn't go in the pool? We didn't go in the
swimming pool. So weird.
Yeah.
What a weird thing to do.
Yeah, kids are weird. Do you remember?
When it got to 20 minutes, we were like, we might do it. We might spend the whole time in the shower. Imagine that.
Why?
They'll have parades.
Yeah.
They'll lift us up on their shoulders and take us through the streets.
We didn't get to have any fun on any of the slides.
No.
Do you remember our kids did that for a while? They had this weird thing where they used to have competitions to see who could stay in the bedroom the longest on a Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
They wouldn't come out their room, but it turned into like a fun game where they would come to the threshold of the door and be like, Mom, can I get a drink?
Yeah.
And then like, Dad, can you bring me up a bag of crisps? And it just became a thing we were like, right, come out the room. Like I'm trying to relax.
And I'll say to you now what I said to them then. What's the challenge here?
It's who can stay in the room.
What's the challenge?
It's who can
stay in the room. Like if you're thirsty and you go, right, I'm going to have to, like, yeah, if someone's bringing you everything that you need to that room, you're never going to leave it.
Right.
So just like, there's no challenge.
I kept taking them up like little...
Yeah, you were like running up and down the stairs constantly. I was going, leave them. They just let them leave the room. No one's keeping them in there.
But it was a challenge they were doing.
It was a challenge for us. Here's a question. Who was the biggest weirdo on your street/town? Now, I don't want to get myself into trouble, but we didn't have
please
weirdos.
Don't.
We didn't have weirdos. We had characters, and we had loads of them.
Absolutely.
We had so many brilliant characters.
Yeah, we did
There was the bloke with a hook for a hand. There was a bloke...
You had a guy with a hook for a hand?
Yeah. And I don't know why, it could open.
Yeah, you get it. It was so he can eat Chris.
Yeah, but how's he controlling that? He's got no hand in there.
Must be connected to nerves.
I don't know.
When was that? I feel like that's a new thing. How did he have that?
No, this is the 90s. This is the 90s. Oh, we had a bloke with a hook with a hand. We had a little fella. No, he was great. He was brilliant. Like, dead eccentric. He was a bodybuilder. He was a little fella and he was a bodybuilder, and he used to wear like vests and stuff. And I
don't know what my facial expression's supposed to be doing right now. No,
it's fine. You can still talk about people.
Okay,
Jesus.
go on.
He was a little fella and he would wear like a vest.
Like a worker,
yeah,
like a gladiator.
Workout, yeah, like with the big like.
Was he buff?
Cutout. He was quite buff, yeah, and he would wear like MC Hammer trousers,
right, like balloon.
Yeah, but
pants.
they'd have like the American flag on them and something like that, and then he'd have a matching bandana.
So he was Mr. Motivator.
Yeah, it was very much Mr. Motivator. But
it's another great Milk song, by the way.
Yeah. We had the guy that had a Harley that was obsessed with his motorbike that we'd egg on Halloween.
Of course.
We had a bloke that would drink at the pub who was always dressed as a cowboy.
Right.
Like cowboy boots, bolo tie, cowboy hat. Like just dressed as a cowboy. Mm. And everyone was just like, you all right, George? Yeah, good. Mm.
That is characters.
Yeah.
We had Cat Weasel, who lived at the bus station.
We had Leo the Tramp.
That was all we had. And everybody knew him. He used to terrify me when I was little. Which is bad, because it was a poor guy.
Yeah.
But he was so famous. You were like, oh my God, there's Cat Weasel.
Yeah, no, we had Leo the Tramp. He was all right. Everyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
And I think he did disappear, and there was like a thing where it was like, shit, we better find him. And the community sort of came together. I think they found him in the end.
There's a film.
We also had the witch that lived next door to the school.
There was always a witch, yeah.
And she...
That's what I want to be when I'm older. I want to be the ones. I want to be the old witch that the kids are afraid of.
Yeah, when we were kids, we did play Knockdown Ginger on our house.
And it was just a poor old woman, wasn't it? Did she just have a big nose or something?
Yeah, she did look like a witch, to be fair. She was very witchy looking. But we used to play Knockdown Ginger. What did you call it? Chappie. Knock a door run.
Knockdown Ginger.
I don't get it.
Absolutely.
I don't get how that.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I don't get what that's got to do with, but that was what it was called, Knockdown Ginger.
Chappie.
Again, if you're listening, stick it in the comments. What did you call it?
Can't date now. Poor Wayne's.
Any famous people from your hometown? Dagenham's got quite a few. If I go into Wikipedia...
Oh yeah, let me do that then, if you're cheating.
Notable people.
Right.
Abraham Blackburn.
Oh, what am I talking about? I've got a very famous person.
Alf Ramsey was born in Dagenham.
Who the fuck's Alf Ramsey?
Who's the manager of England that won the World Cup? Go on.
Oh. Who's Fidarvo? You see it every time you...
The bloke that did the penicillin.
What's his name?
What is his name? Fleming. Ralph Fleming.
Alexander
Fleming. Of course it is Alec. He's from Scotland.
Famous people
from... Alec. How you getting on with that penicillin? Hang on a minute, right? What? Hang on a minute. I'm not on this list.
Are you not?
And you know what, right? When you got people like Tony Adams and Dudley Moore and stuff, you go, right, fair enough. Then it goes to Stacey Solomon.
Right. Are you saying you're more notable than Solomon?
I think I've...
Go on.
I think I've had an effect on the consciousness and culture of Britain.
So Solomon.
More than Solomon.
More than Solomon, you taking that? Okay.
Rap artist Devlin, who I went to primary school with.
Yeah.
Great bloke, James Devlin. Love him to bits.
We had some beers with him
a few
great. Times.
But if you're going to mention Devlin,
I see where you're coming from.
Right, also, Devlin's paid someone to put him in this.
By the way, can I just say that I thought mines were going to be rubbish compared to yours? You are so lowbrow.
Yeah. Well,
I've got
hang on. Well,
Robert Burns.
Yeah, go on.
Alexander Fleming.
Have you just put Scotland, though?
No, I've not put Scotland. I've put Ayrshire.
Right.
Do you know how many things were invented? I'm taking a little bit of sort of Scottish pride here. Do you know how many things were invented in Scotland?
Loads. Everything
Literally
was invented.
everything
I think, like,
was
TV,
invented by Scottish people.
Everything was invented in Scotland.
The telly, the phone.
Carry on.
The fridge.
The fridge.
The fridge.
No, if you Google...
If you do Google Scottish inventions, it's nuts.
It is like, you just go, wow, imagine if that country didn't exist. What sort of... But it's just, you know, you wouldn't think it, would you?
What? People just had more time on their hands to watch like bread go mouldy.
Yeah, I suppose.
And go, wonder if I can fix that.
That's what it is. It's people up in Scotland going, can we fix this? I'll fix that for you. Leave it with me.
You just got to my dad again.
It's that, yeah, that's it. It's that sort of mentality. It's like, oh no, I'm dying of an infection. Come here. Right, what's the matter with you? You're dying of an infection. Right, let me sort it out. That sort of attitude. That's very much Scotland. They do have that attitude in Scotland. Can do.
Can do. It is a bit like that, yeah.
Right, Claire, let's move on because we are running out of time.
Uh-oh.
We have our regular feature. It's called Buckley's Law. Theme song. I know we haven't discussed it, but I'm just saying that now so that I can watch you guys panic. we better do a theme song now. Yeah, some kind of 70s cop drama thing would be good.
Buckley's Law.
This is a segment where we discuss new laws that we would pass if we had the power to. That we will pass when we get the power.
Correct.
Because we are for the people.
Correct.
We're the people's presidents.
Stop kidding on your journal in the morning.
Yeah, we're the people's prime ministers.
Number one.
Just a reminder, keep your Buckley's laws coming in by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can send us a message at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Hi, James and Claire. This is from Becky.
Hi. Hi, Becky.
Becky in Birmingham.
That's my sister's name.
Firstly, I wanted to say what a great idea for the podcast. Stop. I am sure that this section will be a huge success. Stop it, Becky.
Is that actually what it says?
Because let's face it, we are surrounded by some absolute morons out there. Just off the top of my head, I can think of 10 straight away, but I'll start with this one.
Okay.
One thing I think that should be banned forever, in fact, they should serve a harsher sentence, but don't know if you'll be able to say, put them up against the wall and shoot them.
Jesus, Becky. Is this my sister?
She doesn't know whether we'll be able to say that on the podcast. I'm not sure about this one, Becky.
What?
People who wear pyjamas, dressing gowns, housecoat for Claire.
Housecoat.
Housecoat, it does say housecoat. And or slippers in supermarkets.
Why can't you do that?
Don't know. Becky's obviously got a problem with it. And I don't mean people who wear like a lounge suit. I mean people who walk about in the shops in full-on penguins and snowflakes PJs and fluffy slippers. Honestly, it drives me absolutely mental. I mean, how fucking lazy do you have to be? No, sorry, Becky. Becky, you're not getting us here, sweetheart.
She's got me, I agree.
What?
I agree.
What?
You can't go out with your pyjamas on.
That's not what we're about here. That's a silly rule.
Yeah, right.
You should be able to.
Yeah.
You absolutely should be able to.
I see where you're coming
That would
from.
make a lot of people happy.
It is just a bit...
It's not hurting anyone. It's not selfish. It's not...
We do judge them, though.
It's not social... Yeah, but that's you.
We do judge them,
There's
though.
no social ramification.
But I hear what she's saying.
They are not affecting you or ruining your day in any way.
No, that's very true. I mean, I've never seen MD and Asda in their house coat. I don't know where's she from, Birmingham?
I don't see it often, but I assume it happens. But good luck
I hear
to them.
what she's saying,
I wish I had the confidence to do it. I wish it was allowed.
Well, it is allowed.
I know, but you got people like Becky turning their nose up, making people feel uncomfortable.
Come on, if
I go out in my slippers on the school run. I've done that 2 times now.
But you don't get out the car.
I don't get out of the car,
right.
no.
If you saw somebody...
And they're more like shoes than they are slippers.
If you saw... Yeah, your £90 Ugg slippers.
All right.
Man of the people
They're
over
comfortable.
here. Yeah. What do you want?
Well, that's it. Ugg slippers. Everyone will get Ugg slippers.
Oh, okay. No, I see what you're saying. Listen, the loungewear, I'm very loungy when I'm not, fucking choking myself in a polo neck for this podcast. But I get what you're saying. It's those like old, tattered Christmas pajamas in the middle of April. Like, listen, Do it, fine. Am I going to complain? Am I going to say something? Absolutely not. Am I going to judge you in my own head? Yes.
And that's your prerogative.
That's fine. I wouldn't ban it. I wouldn't
ban that at all whatsoever.
Sorry, Becky. I hear what you're saying, but we're not going to ban it.
But the good news, Becky, even though that's not going in the manifesto, apparently you can think of 10 of them straight away. So come back.
Yeah.
Come back with some more.
Can I do the next one?
Yeah, go on then.
Right. This is from Dan. I'd like to add a Buckley law.
Go on.
Fucking cushions.
Yeah, you shouldn't be fucking those.
You shouldn't be doing that. Okay? It's not sanitary.
No.
Ban them all, he says.
Burns. Leave you with friction burns.
You really hurt yourself that last time, didn't you?
Tip there.
It was because it was that like cross-checkered one. I told you it was too rough. Ban them all. Cushions. They are annoying. You put them behind you to try and make you comfy, but instead it just ends up pushing you off the sofa. Also, sequins on cushions. Who does that?
That's a good
I'm
point.
way there. I know what I'm going to do. Add something that will scratch you or irritate you to an already irritating item. Ban them all, he says. Please note, I am only referring to cushions, of course, not pillows. We need them.
Right, hang on, Dan. You're listen, man. You're walking in down a wrong road.
You're going down a wrong road,
This
Dan.
is boggy stuff. This is number 2. Where cushions. You want to ban cushions?
You hate cushions. You hate the cushions on our couch. You're always saying how annoying they are.
Right, but let me tell you something. Is he talking about this?
Yes.
What's this?
That is a couch cushion, but that's the back. And come on, he's talking about decorative cushions. He's talking about them.
But I also do like a cushion because I feel like it helps
your lower back.
On my lower back. I've got to have a cushion.
I think Dan's point is maybe the overuse of decorative cushions where they serve no purpose, or maybe there's too many of them.
Sometimes you can go around someone's house and they've got a whole big fucking display in height order and stuff, and it's like coming to the edge. There's like a slither of cushion left.
That's what he's talking about.
And you're like, well...
And the ones with the sequins on them, they're nuts.
I don't know, man.
They are nuts.
Yeah, the sequins one. I'll tell you what, Dan, I'll meet you halfway.
I love how much you're thinking about this.
It's important.
You got really intense there.
It's important. I'll meet you halfway, Dan. Sequins on cushions. We'll definitely start with that. We'll start with the sequins on cushions, and we'll see what we can do.
But also
going forward.
Too many cushions. I agree with him on that.
Also, what's brilliant about Buckley's law is that we don't have to be this sort of stubborn fucking mental thing where people go, should we try this? And the government goes, we're going to try this. And then it doesn't work. And the government goes, well, it doesn't work. But you know.
It's in place.
But it's in place now. So we've still got to just keep not working.
Yeah, no, we'll go back on it.
We'll
back. Say,
we can flip-flop.
Listen, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Bring the cushions back.
Do you know what, Matt? Like, that wouldn't make a politician look weak either. Because I think there's like, you can't be seen to look weak. You cannot admit to a mistake. Politicians cannot admit that they've made a mistake. No, they don't.
That's when they always go around the questions.
Because it's like, oh no, because you can't admit. I reckon if I saw a politician and went, yeah, I dropped a bollock on that one, but we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
You go,
fair enough.
Brilliant. A politician that talks like a human being. Imagine that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be difficult. It wouldn't be difficult for me to get into power. I think people would be, because I would just be like, you
really live on a different planet, don't you?
Because I'd just be like, I'm your servant. I work for you. I think these prime ministers and stuff, they get in power and they're just like, right, what can I do now?
Right, can I just
it's
clarify?
Mine, all mine.
Can I clarify Buckley's law?
Yeah.
Right, it's just supposed to be a wee light-hearted feature. Stop actually getting into politics.
Nah, but I think I could do it.
Do we only have they two?
Yeah, that's it.
They were shite.
They were both shit, but don't worry, keep them coming. All right, there you go. That's it. That's enough. That's enough.
That's enough.
That's plenty.
That's plenty.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of The Buckleys. Remember that you can get in touch with your stories and questions by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app that you use. And if you're feeling extra generous, 5 stars.
Baby.
Ain't taking no less.
Keep going, baby.
Yeah, baby. Keep going. You can make it. All that is left to say...
See you next Thursday.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Thanks for listening or watching or whatever. Thanks.